So for power cycling and tracing cables and making sure everything is good to go, you're going to have a couple different things on the wall of the house. It'll usually be near an exterior wall. Every once in a while it's in an attic. You'll have a power brick. We'll call it a PoE. Some people refer to it as a modem, but it's basically going to be this little guy. And you'll have a little green light here if it's plugged in properly to the wall. And then you're going to have a router. This is one of our standard routers. This is a ReadyNet. It might say ReadyNet across the top here. We also have calyxes. It'll look a little differently, but they all look the same. So first, you want to make sure everything's plugged in correctly. So you're usually going to have a blue cable. It might be a different color. In the back, you have these 5 ports. One of them says WAN or internet or something to stand apart. That's going to be where your internet comes in at. So you want to make sure that's nice and clipped in there good. You're going to have power going to the router as well. So plug into a power strip preferably. It can be into the wall socket, but a power strip will make your life a lot better. So I always want to check and make sure there's a power strip in the equation. Then come over to our PoE. This will also be plugged into the wall, usually right next to your router's power. You're going to have a black cable coming in from the outside. You might have a silver tip on the end. And this is where things are the most complicated in this whole thing, which is still not that complicated. The left side, you're going to have lettering. The light's going to be up. On the left side of that power brick is where this guy goes. So your black cable, the one that's coming from outside the house, is going to be plugged into the left side of the brick when you're looking at the light. If it's labeled like this, you're going to see gigabit data plus power. You see the data plus power. That means it's powering the radio that is outside your home. So this is the part where the outside cable goes into, where you have data plus power. Data is just internet. And so that is where your little blue cord on the router is going to go. And it plugs into the right side of the power brick with that green light showing up. So once you have that in there, everybody's checked nice and secure. You've got your internet from the outside coming in. And then this is taking that internet, taking it to your router. You want to make sure you've got lights on the router, green light here, and both these guys are plugged in properly. If you're doing a power cycle, basically you do what we just did in reverse. You're going to take the power, plug it from the wall. You're going to take the power on the router, unplug it from the wall. Then you're going to go ahead and double check your cables one at a time. Make sure they're in there nice and tight. Give it just a little bit, 30 seconds to a couple minutes. This guy can hold a charge for just a little bit. Same with your router. So make sure everything comes off. Plug it back into the wall, both sides. And then you'll see the light come back here, and then you'll see a bunch of green lights or yellow lights or red lights flashing across your thing right here on the top of the router. And this will take a while. This is going to take 3 to 5 minutes for everything to power back on right here. So just be patient, give it some time. Once everything's done, you should have a few lights on the front. And if you have extra cables plugged into the back, you'll have power there as well. Something you want to make sure that has not happened. If you are using the ports on the back of your router, if your router has ports, you want to make sure they're not plugged into themselves. So if you take a cable, plug it in here, you plug it back into here, or maybe you have a cable going here to another device, and that device comes back to this, you're going to have problems that causes a network load. So that's all there is to the power cycling and checking your cables and make sure everything's good to go. Real simple.